So, good evening, friends. Welcome to this closing episode of our series. And I have a nice topic for you, and the topic is physics and philosophy. Please join us. Please join my invitation. And I have problems in English, but of course, topic is so attractive that English will naturally flow. It will break all limits. Physics Physics means explanation. That can only happen when we identify various relations which are in the play. But if you try to identify each and every aspect and relations, then to model it in terms of mathematics will become a problem. The desired explanations may not be achieved. To simplify the model, we restrict ourselves. Restricts include some relations, exclude many others, and then simple model changes into mathematical one. And once mathematical equation is developed, then solving it may provide predictions also, not only explanation of existing things. But all this, more than inclusion, excludes many informations, datas, and possibilities, that is various relations also. Physics inherently demands during this process limitations needed for accurate explanations may be accurate in certain limits with these simple models, but these models may fail. As the complexity or scale of things goes to next higher level. As far as philosophy is concerned, it is more about inclusion, listening diverse voices. Nothing should be included. All possibilities circulates in the mind. We don't worry about how to model it, how we will make equations. We more worry about that at least each and every possibility and relations, interactions are included, and in doing so we involve more deeply with all these aspects, and in doing so branches in thinking occurs. From core philosophy of inclusion, diverse philosophies emerge. Once we identify with one set of philosophy, then we try to analyze and explain the things in that domain. But philosophical view respect other branches of the philosophies which originated from this core philosophical thought. That's why in physics we have various views, and physicists do not always agree with other views because they are aligned with some philosophical thought, but at the same time they don't fully disagree with other physicists which actually based on other philosophies, because ultimately they know different branches originate from the core of inclusion, and inclusion demands respect and understanding of diversity. One set of philosophy and which is more amiable to physics is that we always in mind have something like a bounded universe. Our universe has a boundary. It is not infinite. But a finite universe having boundary is some type of a simple model, a closed model. It is more amiable to physical explanations based on mathematical modeling. But even that bounded universe needs boundary conditions at the edge of universe. I was listening just a 6-month old video of Sabina Hosenberg, and if universe is limited, then what are the boundary conditions at the edge of universe? So now we move from physical to philosophical thought. Universe. But what are the boundary conditions dictating this universe at the edges? What is the question that will satisfy you? Remove restrictions of physics also, at the same time completing the requirements of physics. Oh, that is our universe is surrounded by various other universe. We are just one universe in this infinite sea of universes, and we are in some kind of interaction. That's why our universe has some meaning, is meaningful. If no, then this expanding universe will always be expanding. Who will restrict it? And if nobody, then why we are, and from where, and where we will go? Our expansion of this universe may be coordinated by expansion in our adjacent universes also. No. Maybe contraction in other universes also, at least at local level. That is our universe surrounded by some universe at this level, not far away universes. But when arrow of time reverses back, then what will happen? Contraction of our universe and expansion of adjacent universes. But why we are linking ourselves with this universe? But what is this universe? In infinite sea of universe, we don't know we are in which universe. We don't know we are in which universe. That relaxes us. That gives the feeling of justice, that we may be in any one of the universe. And since we don't know we are in which universe, and will never know, so we can say that we are in every universe. An aspect of respect and inclusion, and respect for diversity. Yes, more than physically I am in this universe, but I am non-physically entangled with all other universes. Respect for all the diversities. But what will happen if minimum contraction after maximum expansion, maximum entropy is reached, and reverse happen, our universe contracts to the level of just before the Big Bang, that is the point of singularity. Then what? Next Big Bang? But why that Big Bang should be exactly like the previous Big Bang? Maybe the next Big Bang may be mirror image, something like oscillation of moving ball between two walls, or something like oscillating pendulum. Cameraman Rima sharing na video. Or it depends. To what degree our universe is in sync or in communication with various other universes. So, multi-universe cannot be challenged on philosophical ground. Barney Griffiths sir is watching. Thank you, sir. Barney Griffiths sir. And so on this ground alone, on this philosophical ground alone, this intuition alone, multi-universe can't be challenged. And since our universe is in interaction with other universes also, so that interaction may not only be at the level of some physical boundary, at the edges, that universes that we may share the space and information like Venn diagrams with other universes also. That may explain various phenomena of quantum physics. Entanglement, for example, and other aspects. Dark gravity, etc. That is towards the theory of multiverse. So, how can we reject multiverse? If multiple universes are possible, then multiverse, howsoever, may not be present at every aspect of life, but in some aspects, and adapting it to in some of our theoretical foundations where we need for an explanation of things, so that we can make progress. And if it gives more and more better results, then we should open our mind to the theory of multiverse also. Why not? So from multiverse to multi-universe, these are the philosophical foundations. And of course, philosophical foundations relaxes our mind, may provide solutions to some unexplained phenomena of the physics, may give us some different route. something like different branches of philosophy and stick to at least one branch and develop it in terms of physics and modeling may produce more and more better understanding of reality, at least in some domains. So why should we ignore it? And vice versa. Of course, physics inherently try to limit ourselves against the philosophical thoughts, against all these wild ideas, all these philosophical thoughts, as always was propagated something like great scientists like John Wheeler. So we restrict ourselves. Why we are taking tension about multiple universe and multiverse? We should understand first our universe in its observable limits, like James Webb telescope is deciding, or whatever the limit we have. Why go wild? At least in these restrictions, we should have a unified theory, vision of Einstein, so that everything, every possible aspects may somehow be linked. But this is physics, not philosophy. But philosophy is against physics here. Every possibility is actually means we should be dealing with infinities. And why not? Each and every aspects. And why only view world from only one lens, one thought? Multiple physical theories based on multiple philosophies, multiple explanations. Oh, Werner Heisenberg. But Schrödinger don't like it. He has his own philosophy. We should also respect. And for our purposes, in day-to-day life, in day-to-day experiment, in day-to-day life, Newtonian mechanics is very good. But dealing with space, general relativity, at quantum level, need Schrödinger quantum equation. But at the level of universe, expanding universe, why expanding? Why one day it will contract or not? As Roger Penrose is saying, Big Bang is only a point in an endless cycle. Why there should be one Big Bang? And if Big Bang is a point in a circular cycle, then what is there after the Big Bang. Are these not physical questions? Or it mere they are philosophical questions? Physics and philosophy now blend itself. So, with our both tendencies to see things in order, to have things in limits, like our body, we want to limit ourselves so that our infinite mind can make sense of the things of the world, processes of the world. But mind is infinite, then why things should be limited, phenomena should be limited, restrictions should be made? So, we are in a flux of these two tendencies. Better explanations, exact explanations, predictions, accurate explanations needs some defined system, limited system, but at the same time, these explanations, these accuracies falls, will always falls, experiment after experiment. Time period may be 100 years, 200 years, 400 years, 1000 years. New explanations will be needed, new philosophies will be needed. Once wild idea of Wheeler that every electron is same, you may now accept it. Information is everything. Then today we are toward this theory. Equations after equations, mathematically sound and correct, symmetrically beautiful, from Dirac to Schrödinger, Nobel Prize winner, but more simple, elegant way of Richard Feynman, different language. But simple to understand, more able to predict things, multiverse in other sense, but towards in the same direction, as great mathematician Douglas shows in his great papers. So, physics and philosophy, these lectures should be taught. Not my lecture, the lecture of all the physicists of the world, their philosophies. Bunny Griffith sir is watching, so that young students, young minds in universities should not always restrict ourselves. In any sense, it will be good for interaction, trying new ideas and discoveries, but at the same time, philosophy is the raw data. You can say some type of diverse views and information. But physics is something like a tool from which we create some meaningful information for our practical life and purposes by selecting some relations, some data, some info, and of course in the process we should keep one eye on the fact that whatever we are proposing, whatever we are dealing with, it has its physical restrictions and domains. But as I am saying, that restriction and domains asks questions that what is the boundary conditions at the edge of universe, and why that boundary should only be a physical boundary at the edge. Why not Venn diagram like things, interactions or multiverse, etc. So limitations are good for exact results, practical results, and solutions for the problem in hand. But eye on the philosophy part. We'll see infinities are diversities also, which can only be grasped by philosophy lectures. One infinity may be smaller than the other infinity may be bigger than other. Between 1 and 4, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. But what is exact numbers? It is infinite points. In a very limited space also, there may be infinite points. So, physics and philosophy lectures, their scope and limitations, respect for different philosophies, will provide better explanation of things, and even based on limitedness and limited ideas, different physical theories may coordinate, cooperate to provide us not only with solutions, but the internal will saturate our internal urge and mind and soul. All these things. That is every aspect from materialism to self-actualization to whatever you may say. Should be a physicist, a philosopher should be able to address, so that a joy may not disturb others, but at the same time a precision in this random flux of ideas, and believe in that precision may give integrity to your body and mind. So a balanced life, restriction to respect from infinities should be promoted and lived by the scientific world, and these thoughts should be provided at the layman level also. People who are not very much scientific, may be religious at the societal level, so that diversity of voices can be heard, can be respected, can be included. More than conflict, coordination may be achieved, and instead of a pinpointed single line adherence or very coordinated act or theory, some randomness, diversity, freedom of thought, lesser degree of coordination, but more peaceful and vibrant life can also be actualized. So thank you, sir. That's here. I am closing the episode, and since it is the centenary year of the quantum physics, so I don't know, maybe great scientists, like not only great scientists, simple teachers, we don't know, simple minds, logical, scientific, all may have contributed in our scientific journey, philosophical thought enrichment. A respect and a tribute can be given to this centenary year. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Visv. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Barney Griffiths, sir. Thank you.